Today's presentation is sponsored by Ignigma issue number 4. Go to my website www.ignigma.com and purchase my books. Today's presentation is about why you will not support this book, why you don't support me, and why it's very difficult for the American Negro, the American so-called black man, to make it in this world. The black woman, the American black woman, is the only woman on earth who don't hold their own men in high esteem. The black American man is the only man on earth who don't control the economics and the politics in his own community. The black American man is not expected to have responsibility, to have struggle, to run businesses, to run industries, to be in control. The black American man is left out to dry and to die. This is done, according to Dr. Claude Anderson, intentionally. It is called benign neglect. The black American woman, since the 1970s, has adopted the ideology of the white woman, the white feminist woman, the women's liberation movement. Not only did she adopt the ideology of the white woman, she also adopted the taste and the desires of the white woman to be equal to the white man, to marry the white man, to serve the white man. The black man was left behind. The white woman wants to have equality with the white man. She's the one who holds him at high esteem, high regard. He's the one expected to run the industries, to own the businesses, to divvy out loans, resources, to fight and conquer, to defend, to strategize. The black man is not given those opportunities by his own people, his own women, because everybody, including other black men, has the same desire. Other black men hold white people, non-black people in high esteem. They don't hold themselves in high esteem, and they do not respect the endeavors, the mind and the ideology, and the dreams and the vision of other black men. This is why black so-called men and black so-called women do not economically finance and support a righteous black man, an industrious black man, an ambitious black man. He's left out to dry until a non-white man recognizes his ability. A DJ Khaled, a DJ Search, some white CEO recognized the abilities of a so-called black man. And once the white man recognized his abilities and financed this black man, like a Kanye West, then the black people would take him seriously. They don't take him seriously. They just desire what the white man recognized as value. The black man has been evicted from his household because the United States government, in conspiracy with the so-called black woman, conspired, plotted to get the black man out of the way. She was offered economic opportunities, free housing, and free money in exchange to exile the black man from the house. to be a single mother. The children grew up blaming the black man, talking about some you wasn't there, why wasn't you there? But they don't blame the government or the black woman. They blame the mysterious black man who was kicked out of his household, who was denied economic opportunities, economic prosperity, power that is given to every other man. Chicago is allowing illegal immigrant families into the city and is giving these families, men, women, and children, housing, opportunities, money. And these men are given positions of power. They're given jobs to provide for their families. And these men, these so-called illegal immigrant men, be they Mexican, Ukrainian, African, because they have these jobs, because they have the economic power, and because they're allowed to run businesses and they get support to run businesses by the government, they get held in high regard by their people and their women. They get respect because the proof is in the pudding. But the black man gets no respect because he's denied opportunities to run business. And even if he's trying to do it on his own, the Negro will not support because they do not respect the Negro. They don't support just off the fact that you're doing something. Really, the fact that you're a black man should be enough for you to support the endeavor. But you say, this is a clown, this is a scammer, a schemer. You don't take the black man seriously, so you deny him economic support. And when you deny this person economic support, this person will not be able to grow. This person will be more likely to do something to get the money, because the first principle of biological entities, species, is self-preservation. In order for human beings to have self-preservation, they need food, clothing, and shelter, place to live, clothes to wear, food to eat. And because we're not hunter-gatherers, we're based on an economy, capitalism. So you need money to provide for your economic needs. And if you're not willing to give this person the money based on their righteous endeavors, they will take the money from you. They will bust you upside your head, take you down for the money. So it's better for you to give the money freely. Just the fact that this person is doing something righteous should be enough. And the fact that this is a black man who should be held on high esteem and high regard, because the so-called American black man is the most valiant, righteous, and productive man on planet Earth. Not only did the black man fight to liberate the United States from slavery, oppression, Jim Crow, the so-called black man also fought to unite and liberate the world from global oppression in World War I, World War II, Korean War, Gulf War, Vietnam War, all the wars, the American Revolution. And prior to that, as far as you can remember in human history, the black man has always fought for the liberation of people worldwide. Even the laws and the statutes of America, which grants so-called civil rights to all of these people from all over the world, is solely due to the so-called black man. Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X were black men. Yet the descendants of Dr. Martin Luther King gets no regard, gets no respect. The white man gets respect, but the white man has never in his history done anything. Well, I wouldn't say that. Let me just not even be extreme, because some of the so-called white men fought in the Civil War to liberate and end slavery. And Abraham Lincoln allegedly was a white man. John Brown was allegedly a white man, but a very small fraction of them has done something righteous. You could count them on one hand, and compared to millions of them, it's allegedly hundreds of millions of them, yet only about 5 of them in the history of their whole race have done something allegedly to benefit others. So a very small minority of them, yet all white men gets the glory and the respect and the esteem, because not only do the black women desire what the white women desire, and not only did the black women adopt the ideology of the white woman, all other women has. But what all other women have also is a white man. Latinos are considered white. Haitians are considered white. Asians are considered white. All other people are considered white except the American Negro. And a black woman, instead of her putting the black man as the pinnacle, the standard, she put another man as the standard. Even a Chinese woman will hold a Chinese man on high esteem and allow the Chinese man to run the politics and the economics of his community, make the decisions, negotiate. They will expect this, and they will shame him if he don't do this. But the black woman says she could do it all by herself, and she seeks a partner in the white community, the white man, who has done nothing in history to prove or even to earn this desire. It's just a fantasy because she wants to be the white woman. And the government and the society, the media, ran by the white man, who is the enemy, has successfully had a slander propaganda campaign against the black man image. And instead of the so-called American Negro female defending and rejecting the image and the propaganda of the so-called white man, they sided with that. They committed high treason. They agreed with the slander, propaganda, propagated, perpetuated by the so-called white man. And yet, the black community, as a result of the treason perpetrated by the black woman, is in shambles. The white man hasn't saved you. He hasn't built you a community. He hasn't provided anything for you. 60 years of the so-called black woman. And not even just the black woman. The Uncle Tom sellout black Greeks with their ideology of integration, hoping that the white man was going to do something good for them. Nothing. You went in there and put Joe Biden in office, talking about we don't need Trump, we got to get rid of Trump. But Joe Biden did nothing for you, black women. Nothing. You criticized Ice Cube for negotiating $500 billion deal with Trump to help the black community. You black women sabotaged that. You didn't want Ice Cube to be the lead. You didn't get behind him. You don't want the black man to be in positions of leadership, decision making, industry running, community building. You have this fantasy that a Mexican man is going to do it. You allow the Arab man to run the economy of the black community, the Section 8 ghettos. The black woman allows other foreign men to control the economics and the politics of her community. This is high treason. This is a sellout. The only solution is for the black man to be given his due respect, his due esteem, and to be given money for his endeavors. Go to my website, purchase my books, but you're not going to do it because you don't take me seriously. You don't respect me. You don't consider me as a leader. You think I'm a clown. Some black men has been disrespected so long, they have become a caricature of disrespect. They have a psychosis, a mental breakdown. They become clowns and jokes because they project what has been projected upon them and what has been expected of them and what has been tolerated of them. No expectations of them. Even other black men don't take you seriously. Don't show up to meetings. Don't keep their commitments or their word. Tell you anything, oh, I'll be right back. Tell you anything because they feel there's no consequence of disrespecting the black man, of standing up and not keeping your word and commitments. When you say it, you should do it, or don't say it at all. You know, you see a black man have been so disrespected and degraded. When they get older, the older you get, the more disrespect you get. They expect you to be on dope, drinking a 40-ounce, kicked in the backside, laying on the curb somewhere, and nobody's gonna help you. Yet you got a raggedy old Chinese man getting high respect and high regard in his Chinatown. You got an illegal immigrant Mexican getting high respect from both the government and his community. And he has done nothing for the world. He has fought in no wars, no civil war. He has built nothing in his country. He's crawling to my country, getting handouts, yet he gets respect. Yet the descendants of Dr. King, Fred Hampton, Booker T. Washington, the descendants of the greatest, most bravest people of all time, he gets no respect. He gets no regard just because. You should respect me off a general principle because I am a descendant of the greatest people of all time. You should go to my website, but you're not going to do it because you have been brainwashed. You don't take me seriously. You don't take the American Negro seriously, but God takes us seriously, and we do succeed. And when we do succeed, the so-called American black woman has nothing to do with it, and they're going to be sitting back looking stupid. What they call them struggle white man. They struggle Mexican. They bum Mexican. Thought they was on Elevate somewhere. What they bum Mexican, they bum white man, they bum Arab. They bum parasite. But every man in the world is held to a high esteem by his woman and his community, except the American black man. And this is primarily due to the black woman betraying the black community by siding with the white woman and desiring to be with the so-called white man, and also due to the propaganda perpetuated worldwide, globally, by the white man, the so-called white man. But this is my book. You're not gonna go get it because, hold on, you're not gonna get it because you've been brainwashed. You're not gonna support. You're not gonna do your duty, your obligation. All the illegal immigrants in America should pay us a tax. Everybody in America should pay the black man a tax because you're in my country, benefiting off of my resources, my infrastructure. All white Europeans are foreign invaders, freeloading illegal immigrants. They're not Americans. They're from Europe, Ireland, England, Poland, Romania, Switzerland, Portugal, Spain, all those places. The Africans, you're from somewhere in East West Africa, crawling over here because you ain't got no fresh water. All you got is the dried up Nile River. Coming to my country to get fresh water, food, clothing, jobs, but you're not paying me anything. You're paying a white man who's not even a real American. Another immigrant opening my country up for other immigrants to get something they don't deserve. Freebies. And the black woman is the one holding these freeloaders up in high esteem, and not me. The greatest Americans that's alive today are all black people. Self-made billionaires. Not something that the government just decided, like a Zuckerberg or Elon Musk. The government decided to make them billionaires. We got self-made billionaires. Byron Allen, Tyler Perry, Kanye West. We the ones. We're the ones who deserve the respect, the glory, and the money. We're the ones, but you don't want to do that. The so-called black women don't want to do that. And they do it despite their own self because the white man don't care nothing about you. The Mexican man, they all freeloading parasites, trying to get something for nothing. And when that stock market crash, Elon Musk, your 250 billion is gonna be worth nothing. You gonna have a barrel of money, just like in Germany after World War One. That money ain't gonna be worth nothing. Electric car is gonna do if you ain't got no gasoline to power up your power plants. You ain't got no fuel. You ain't got no nuclear power plants. You gonna run an electric grid off windmills. But yeah, the black man in America is not in control of his household, his community. He don't control the politics, the economics of his community. He's not expected to have power. He's not expected to have responsibility. There is no penalty if he don't participate in his community. The only time he do participate in his community is if he just decided to participate, but it wasn't any type of pressure. The black women ain't coming up talking about we need the black man to run our communities, to open up businesses, to have access to billions of dollars, and demand the government supply these billions of dollars like the Chicago Mayor Lightfoot is advocating to give billions of dollars to Mexicans. Where is our billions of dollars for the black man? Nobody's advocating for the black man to have power. And most of these Uncle Toms, these so-called sellout Uncle Tom Negroes, they the worst ones because they was working to exterminate the next generation of American Negroes, hoping to bring in this so-called utopia. The so-called old black men was the main ones. The Danny Davises, the Bobby Rushes. He been in Congress for over 30 years and ain't brought us not $1. Not brought any power. You just empowered a bunch of Mexicans and a bunch of Eastern Europeans, the black carcass, but you haven't really empowered the black man. But the black man will be empowered. It's inevitable. And we will rise with or without you and your so-called help and your support. Withhold your so-called dollars to your own detriment, to your own demise. But I will rise.